It's another episode of Morning Geeks. Morning Geeks, where am I? Hello. Hey, there I am. Jeffrey Powers here from Geekazine. Think Magazine put into Geek. You got me, Geekazine. Thanks a lot for coming to the show. Happy Friday the 13th. Or I should, that sounded like Harry Carey there. Happy Friday the 13th. Let's get ourselves a Budweiser. What will we say? America now. Budweiser changing their name to America. Fill in the rest. And, hey, how you doing? It is Friday the 13th morning. It is early. If you're on the West Coast, it's super early. If you're on the East Coast, it's not so much early. But I'm in Central Time Zone, Madison, Wisconsin. Beautiful. And, you know, what's really funny is I woke up this morning and it's like 5:30 in the morning. I wake up and it's like, oh wow, the sun's up, dude. Sun's up. Oh, whoa. Did I oversleep? No. Welcome to spring. Welcome to summer, spring, summer, or summer, as I call it. So anyway, you can catch me at Geekazine.com. You can tweet me over at Geekazine, Think Magazine, put in the Geek. And happy Friday the 13th for you. Don't see any black cats. Don't cross under any ladders. That's what I was trying to think of. It's a bit happy Abbotsbury Garland Day. Today is Abbotsbury Garland Day, so wear your garlands with pride for this great day. It is a awesome week. You know, go over to Geekazine.com. We did a couple reviews. One was on a 360 camera, the 360 Fly, which I talked about a couple weeks ago. And then, of course, the HP Pavilion X2, which I talked about last week on the show. I don't have any new tech for this week because it's coming a little bit later today. So there will be new tech that I will be starting to review, and it's another 360 camera, but it doesn't show up till later today, so I can't show it on the show. What can you do? Here. Okay. So with that said, let's talk about a couple program notes. First of all, we're now on iTunes. So Morning Geeks, I put it in my regular Geekazine channels as I started ramping it up just to kind of see what it would be like if people would respond to it. Response has been going well. Thank you for all the comments. You can always comment down below at facebook.com/Geekazine, or wherever you're seeing this. There's always a set of comments down below that you can comment on, and you can do this. I'm doing this. I don't know why. It's just doing this. Please comment. Anyway, but now we're on iTunes as its own channel. Boom, like that. So go over to iTunes, look for Morning Geeks, and subscribe to it over on iTunes. Boop, boop. And, of course, come over to Facebook Live when it's live every Friday morning at 7:30 a.m. Central. That's 8:30 in the morning on Eastern and 5:30 in the morning Pacific. It's still morning. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. And you can go over to Geekazine.com. Of course, it'll always be there. There was one more thing I wanted to say. I completely forgot what it was because I'm being super happy because I'm happy. Yes, I am. We got a lot today. We got a big show. So I got my coffee on. Hopefully you got your coffee on. Waking up in the morning, getting ready to go. Getting up in the morning, getting our digging on. So let's get into, before I go completely insane, let's get into the news for this week. Yeah. It's the Instagram image that everybody has been hating on. The company released their new icon for the phone, and it doesn't even look like the old Instamatic camera that we grew to love. Just like the camera itself, it's gone never to come back. Now we've come up to this 60s tie-dye era. Man, oh wow, we're up in the 60s, you know, peace and love and happiness. And, hey man, pass that thing over, man. Take the picture. Yeah, that's cool. Speaking of passing one over, are you a bong geek? Well, that being a person who basically collects any smoking paraphernalia, but not using it, right? Anywho, we knew this was a very collectible who knew that this was a very collectible high scale? Let me do that again. Who knew that this was very collectible for high scale connoisseurs? Action Bronson is one of those high scale connoisseurs, and he got the highest bid with this. Dubbed the Mona Lisa of the water pipe, this device took 2 weeks to bake, and it cost him, well, wait for it, $20,000. It better come with some green. It took some green to come up with. Anyway, let's move on from there. Where are we? There we are. Oh, hey, let's move that. Okay, we say goodbye to our friend William Schallert. He was in many shows, including the Patty Duke Show, most notably, and True Blood. But most of us geeks know him as Nils Barris, the man who had grain to sell on the episode Trouble with Tribbles. He had popped up in many shows since then, including an uncredited appearance in the movie Gremlins. NASA announced that they detected atomic oxygen on Mars. Sophia, no, not Vergara. Sophia is the Stratospheric Observatory for Infrared Astronomy, made the announcement that basically on May 6th, it's not the first time they found oxygen on Mars, but the last time was actually in the 70s. Now, according to Wikipedia, atomic oxygen is single atoms of oxygen that tend to quickly bond with nearby molecules, making it very reactive. Just like if you put Vince Neil and Nicolas Cage together. That actually sounds like a movie. I wonder if they're gonna do that. Probably put movie and go from there. So, yeah. All right, and let's get into a very special segment that we're calling It's Canceled. No, not this show, not this show. Get rid of that. That's not canceled. We're going to take a look at some of the shows. They've been popping up like wildfire. Of course, Sweeps Week happened, what they call Sweeps Week, although it doesn't feel like Sweeps Week because a lot of shows ended like in January or February. Some of them started at this time. I know The Odd Couple was one of the shows I was expecting, and then they just pushed it into like a 2-month period, and they're just throwing episodes left and right. So these are shows that are officially canceled, and we've got your line right here. Now, it's no surprise that CBS axed CSI Cyber. The show never really got the right numbers. The only thing that was really saving it, besides Ted Danson's hairpiece, was the fact that it got great numbers overseas. There was talk of doing a similar finale like they did with CSI, where, you know, the next year they do a 2-hour finale. But let's face it, the crimes procedural is basically over. And the band The Who is just gonna have to start singing their own songs for popularity. Simple as that. More of a shock this week was that the show Castle had been canceled. The series was in a bit of flux because of their co-star Stana Katic, hopefully I pronounced that right, was leaving after this season, but the ratings this year pretty much clinched the series. I guess that means that Nathan Fillion might be able to work with Netflix on a Firefly reboot, maybe? Just like with the Civil War, Agent Carter is over. Was that too soon? The show was canceled after 2 seasons, which is odd because I remember reading it was picked up for a 3rd. I think they canceled it so Haley Atwell could be in a new drama called Conviction for next year, basically. So also a side note, Marvel's Most Wanted, which was another spin-off show, is not going to go forward just yet. I think they're going to be revamping it. The script got too many mixed reviews for a lot of people. Hi-ho, we're canceled too. The Office-style reboot of The Muppets on ABC also has been canceled. It never really got the numbers they expected, but I wouldn't be surprised if somebody like Hulu or Netflix wants to pull this show right out of the trash and bring it into their camps. I also wasn't surprised that Gallivant also got canceled, as the new president of the ABC network is doing some major house cleaning. So, and of course more cancellations are coming as we're going, but these are the ones that we know of so far. At least Supergirl is not getting canceled. Yeah. The show was on the cusp, but the show had finally found the home that it was actually supposed to be on. The one with all the second-rate superhero shows. That's right, the CW will host Season 2. That channel is pretty much only on once a week, and that's for iZombie. That's getting a 3rd season, so I'm really excited about that. And of course, for all you music geeks out there that wanted to fill in those missing American Idol seasons with Nashville, well, I have some bad news for you. Nashville has been canceled. If only Heroes Reborn would have waited another year, they could have waited for Hayden Panettiere to actually be ready to be on the show. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. Heroes is canceled. Nashville is canceled. Hayden Panettiere, got to find a new place, new show, whatever. So, all of that and a whole bunch more. That's basically what's been canceled for this week. We might have some more next week and go from there. It's Giants, Giant Robots, and Michael Fassbender all on New to This Week. Netflix debuted a trailer for the reboot for the popular 90s kids cartoon Voltron. Kids will be able to start their binge-watching experience young, as they'll have 11 episodes coming their way on June 10th. It will feature the voice talents of Kimberly Brooks, Rhys Darby, Josh Keaton, Tyler Labine, Jeremy Shada, Bex Taylor Klaus, and Steven Yeun. Wait a minute, Steven Yeun? Isn't that Glenn from The Walking Dead? Do we now know who Negan kills in The Walking Dead? An Andre the Giant movie? The daughter of pro wrestler and movie icon from The Princess Bride, Robin Christensen Rusimov, told Variety that she is working on a movie version of the biography Andre the Giant, Closer to Heaven. But the real question is, who will play Andre? Cinnamon Blend is suggesting Robert Mallier, who played in Sherlock Holmes, but with CGI, they can make anyone larger than life. They can turn Mark Ruffalo into the Hulk, and anyone can be Andre the Giant. Heck, you can even turn Peter Dinklage into the 7th wonder of the world. Are you ready for a Black Widow movie? Kevin Feige is teasing that it's being put together. According to a poll taken, people actually want to see Scarlett Johansson in her own movie, creating a movie the Bechdel test would be proud of. No big geek productions coming out this week, but on Tuesday, Anime Geeks will be able to get their copy of Harmony, a movie about post-apocalyptic high school teens conducting mass suicide to protest. It was a movie based on a popular novel. Finally, Assassin's Creed debuted their first trailer. It's the origin story of how Caleb Lynch can enter into his ancestors' memories and find out he's a descendant of the secret assassin society. This is similar to AARP, where you suddenly get mailers and credit card offers from them when you turn 55. And that is New to This Week. MegaBots Incorporated has raised $2.4 million to start a MegaBot fighting league. Similar to the Olympics, Team USA and Team Japan will be competing for all the gold, iron. I'm guessing there will be no heat-guided missiles on the bots, only challenges to races, crushing old cars, and other cool things as such. Well, it looks like Hyperloop has taken one step further to reality. Elon Musk's idea of a super fast train on magnetic rails ran a test in the desert. It went from 0 to 400 in only seconds. Ultimately, you'll be able to get from LA to San Francisco in 30 minutes. That's the idea. Even though the ride is short, I would expect that the lines would actually be long as you wait to just get on the train. That is, unless you have a fast pass or you are a single rider. All the single riders to the front. And finally, you can now make money watching porn. Yay! Well, not really. Pornhub is looking for people to hack their systems, and if you want to find, they want to find vulnerabilities in their site. So they're offering rewards from $50 to $25,000. Depending on what the issue is. So now you have a reason to visit the site without your wife or girlfriend getting really upset. Why are you on the Pornhub? That is, if you're a hacker. If you're not a hacker, you're gonna have to find another excuse. So, you just love the internet. I know I do. So, and that's this week. Morning Geeks, thank you very much. Hey, did you notice the new logo? What'd you think of the new logo? I'm not as much of a graphic designer, but I kind of put that together. If you've got a Morning Geek logo that you'd like to try out and send to me and say, hey, why don't you try this one? Feel free to do so. You can tweet me over at Geekazine or geekazine@gmail.com is the email address. 608-205-4378 is the live phone number if you want to call too. It's one of those things. So, and a little programming note: we have a show next week. 2 weeks we will be off for the Memorial Day weekend. If I can get it together, I might put a pre-show together, which will go live on Facebook that Friday morning. It's basically pre-recorded because I'll be in San Francisco. And that's in 2 weeks. Next week we have an actual regular show. If you want to contribute, feel free to send all your geeky photos to Geekazine or geekazine@gmail.com. And just what's your morning geek like? Are you dressed up as Chewbacca? Are you dressed up as Kermit the Frog? Hi ho! Or are you dressed up as somebody else? Let me know. Maybe Mr. Burns. I don't know. Simpson, eh? I don't know. It's just whatever you wanted to do, whatever you dressed up as. Just take a picture. I drank too much coffee. Take a picture and bring it to me, and we'll go from there. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for listening. Thanks a lot for geeking out with me on this Friday morning. It's bright, it's shiny, it's time to get going, and hopefully you got your coffee going. So hopefully I've given you your morning geekery going. And thanks a lot for watching. My name is Jeffrey Powers. We'll see you next time. Like I said, geek out and take care.